What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Toma Todito Boxing Show. We are at the JSC Memorial Boxing Gym, John S. Crego Gym, and none other than Mr. Ray Lopez, former coach,
former trainer, former coach,
former boxer as well.
Yeah, back in the 70s. And I appreciate you coming out. You know,
thank you so much for having me.
And basically, the name's been changed over to the John S. Crego Pops Memorial Boxing Gym, because Pops helped us build this facility for the kids and our pros and all the kids that come through this door. We don't turn nobody away. I've had so many professional fighters come through. I've worked with my nephew, David El Finito Martinez, who you can see his title right above me. He is the youth world champion at 115 pounds with the WBC. And now he's actually my training partner for all of my kids that come through. And he's been
one
working,
of your coaches.
Yes, he's been working a lot with his son, David Martinez III, which is, we call him Boy, but they are awesome. They just had their first defeat. He was 5-0, I believe, or maybe 4-0, and he had his first defeat this past weekend as an amateur.
Wow.
But yeah.
Is he fighting similar division as his dad?
Yeah, no, a little heavier.
A little heavier.
I believe he's fighting at 124.
Okay.
Between 119.
Like the super bantamweights.
Yeah, between 119 and 125, because they give you the weight difference in the amateurs.
Coach, you've seen a lot, especially if you boxed in the 70s. Boxing was completely different. It's a whole different game now.
Oh yeah, everything's
completely different. Even in the 80s, you started seeing the differences from the 80s to the 70s. Commercialization, there was a lot bigger names. Promoters started coming into the big picture where it was just blown up, right? Then the 90s happened, 2000s. You've seen the change time and again.
Oh yeah, it's all changed to where back in the when I was fighting back, our support cups were bought at Walmart. We would buy our support cups and straps over at Walmart. Our T-shirts, or we'd just buy a little pullover. Wrapping has changed. Back in the days, we wrapped our own hands with just regular wraps, and now you got to have somebody wrap your hands. They got to be inspected by the inspectors and stuff in USA Boxing, and the same in the pros. I've been in the pros since 2002 with my nephew David El Finito Martinez, and it's amazing how things have changed. I've had so many world-class fighters come through this gym: Johhny Tapia, Holly Holm, Pitbull, my boy, Diamond Boy, Griego, Matthew Diamond Boy Griego, which
he's a current champion, right? An NABA champion, I believe, at 115 or 112, one of those?
I believe, but I'm not his trainer, but he does work out of my gym frequently. His trainer is Manuel Anaya, and he's an awesome and great champion and kid. I mean, you can ask for anything else better about Matthew. Matthew has volunteered. Actually, I work for the Veterans Integration Center, which we help out homeless veterans.
Wow.
We help out homeless veterans. We get them off the streets, and we bring them into our program. Well, I hit up Matthew last year if he could show up to our stand down to where these veterans get free clothing. They get all the information about medical, anything that has to do with our homeless veterans or any veterans and their families. So I asked Matthew if he could come out and do some haircuts. Well, Matthew showed up. He says, yeah, I can do it. So Matthew showed up on October of last year and started giving haircuts to our homeless that were in the parking lot. And I'll never forget this one veteran that said, man, I feel like you just changed my entire life. I feel great. And, you know, I got the video, and I'm just trying to interpret more or less what Matthew did for this veteran.
It was a huge boost to his morale.
Oh, yeah, it was a big boost. And so now Matthew comes to the Veterans Integration Center every other Tuesday and gives haircuts to our veterans, male or female. I mean, that's something to say about Matthew.
That's beautiful, yeah, absolutely.
That's something to say about Matthew.
His heart's in the right place.
You know, it's for Matthew, it's not all about boxing. You know, yeah, he wants to provide for his family and become a world-class champion, which he is going to be. He's going to be a world-class champion, and I know that in my heart. But then to give back to our veterans that have sacrificed their life for us,
yeah,
and are homeless and out in the streets, and now he's giving to them. He's a young man.
The fact that he's giving back and he's already so involved with the community.
And
at such a young stage in his career, it's hands down.
Yes,
speaks to his character.
Oh yes, his character is so amazing. I mean, it makes me want to cry when I talk
because
about
it's on any given day. It's not just a Thanksgiving, hey, food give out, or a Christmas, or a prepared or like a prepared date where people show up, boxers show up to give back. This is on any given day. You could count on him that he's going to go and lend his time and his talents and go help out.
So right now we got him on a schedule, but you know, he comes out every other Tuesday and gives these veterans haircuts. But
it's beautiful.
If we were to call Matt and say, hey, this guy's going to go into an interview, can you come out and give him a quick haircut? Matthew would break away from his job. He's a barber. He would break away from his job for at least an hour or two just to make that veteran feel good for his interview.
And we were speaking off mic, and you mentioned that he's training out in Las Vegas right now.
No, right now he's in Las Vegas for a wedding.
Oh, for a wedding.
For a wedding.
Because I was going to tell you I could use a haircut. Call him right now.
Yeah, no. He's the best man for his cousin's wedding.
That's awesome.
And he's in Las Vegas. I made contact with him to see if he could come down here for an interview tonight. But no.
He's going to have a great career. I can't wait to continue following his path. And you got this gym. You mentioned Holly Holm. She's finished with her MMA career and getting back into boxing now.
But
she's returning to boxing. Johhny Tapia, I mentioned to you off mic, I made the trip out here from Arizona to come meet Johhny Tapia's sons who are about to embark on their respective journeys in the pro ranks. And here you are. We're sitting here in the ring where Johhny Tapia trained.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing.
This is great.
It's amazing how things go around.
Yes.
Because JT trained here in this gym.
What part of his career was he at where, like what era?
It was towards the end of his career.
Okay. So we're talking maybe like late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah, it was about maybe 8 years before he passed. He came and he would come out here and I would have music playing and stuff, and he would lean over to the rope here, and I'm talking about the rope to my right, and he would say, Ray, put some Darren Cordova on. And I would tell him no, and then he would give me the sign, like, put some Darren Cordova on. So he would get Darren Cordova on.
Is Darren Cordova a local star from here, homegrown from Albuquerque or New Mexico?
He's from up north.
Okay.
He's from up north, and everybody loves Darren Cordova.
Because that's the famous song that closes out the documentary that was dedicated to Johhny Tapia.
Exactly. That was his favorite song. Yes. And just to let you know, while you're sitting here on this ring, this is a famous ring. This famous ring was given to me by Holly Holm and Winklejohn.
Wow.
This was Holly Holm's ring before she quit boxing and went into MMA and UFC. So I've had this ring ever since I built this gym.
And they have that world famous academy here, Jackson Wink, right?
Jackson Wink, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I recommend anybody who wants to be a UFC fighter and stuff, let's go to Jackson Wink. Anybody that wants to be a boxer, come down to JSC Pops Crego Memorial Boxing Gym.
You envision Holly swinging by here again now that she's getting back into boxing?
Oh yeah, after she sees this video, Holly will come down.
Nice.
She's been here. She sparred in this ring against Jackie Chavez, who was a former world champion too.
Frankie Archuleta?
Frankie Archuleta is one of my boys. He's been here a lot of times with his brother Adam. I've had a number of, I've had Josh Pitbull Torres. I've had Sean Gallegos. God.
There's another local star that's probably near the top of the ranks and has been at the top of the 154-pound ranks, Brian Mendoza. He's also a star from here.
La Vala, man. La Vala, man. Oh, just, man, I am so proud of that young man.
Yeah.
I am so proud of that young man for what he's doing in boxing right now.
He's doing good. He's been, I think, 3-4 years in a row that he's been in the top 5, maybe top 10, but staying there.
Oh yeah, then he won that world title.
Yeah.
And then we got Angelo Leo. Let's not forget about Angelo Leo, who represents New Mexico. Even though he's training out of Las Vegas, every fight he represents Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I think it's fair to say that Angelo Leo probably is carrying the torch currently for Albuquerque
right now. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Especially with his last fight.
With Venado, that huge knockout.
That was a beautiful punch that came out.
We're talking that huge knockout, Brian Mendoza's knockout of Sebastian Fundora, which threw him over as an upset, as a huge upset star. And they're setting their mark. They're leaving their mark in the sport of boxing and continuing to grow the Albuquerque name, or at least keeping it in conversation.
Yeah.
There's never downtime here in Albuquerque for boxing.
And they're doing it with the great fighters.
Yes.
They're not ducking anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, look at Fundora. He came back and just won his last fight.
Yeah, he's still a current champ right now.
Yeah, he's a current champ now. But when you got Brian Mendoza, La Vala, who put out Fundora, that's awesome. And then you got Angelo Leo, who just knocked out his last opponent with that beautiful left hook from nowhere. And, and Angelo Leo actually was a cousin of my daughter through marriage, which my daughter's not married no more, but Angelo Leo was in the family.
Albuquerque is a fairly big city. It's a fairly large city, but it seems like the boxing community is very tight-knit. Everybody kind of knows about one another or has some form of ties with one another within the community.
It's a very large city, but it's small because everybody in the boxing community knows each other. We work with each other. Every team works with each other.
How was the era from the 70s as you transition into the 80s? You competed amateurs and then pro, or just amateurs?
I always just did amateurs.
Amateurs, and then you transitioned towards the 80s, and you already started training around that era?
Well, in the 80s, no. I got out of boxing, and I left boxing until 2002.
Oh, so you left it for at least a couple decades.
Yes.
Stayed a fan. You saw Albuquerque grow and bring out names.
Yes.
We mentioned Bob Foster.
Oh, Bob Foster.
Right?
One of my best friends.
And then we go through the Danny Romero Tapia era. And then late 90s was Frankie Archuleta, early 2000s, your nephew, David Martinez.
Yes.
And now we got the Angelo Leos, Brian Mendoza. There's never a dull moment here with the boxing scene.
It's not. And, it's just amazing. New Mexico has great fighters. We have great fighters. We just got to get the promoters to look at them and give them that chance. Right now, we got another great fighter, like I told you earlier, Josh Torres, Pitbull.
Yeah.
Who needs that big, chance. Just give him one chance.
Yeah.
Is all I ask.
And he became famous. I think he got a lot of notoriety. Maybe not famous, but he definitely gained a lot of eyes on his career because he was named basically or pushed as the prodigy of Johhny Tapia towards the end of the documentary, right? And so his career definitely attracted more eyes, more notoriety. And I think he gave a recent interview where he mentioned that he still has several years, even though he's on the older stages of his life. Right now he's 34, 35 years old, but he still has several years left, and he doesn't have the amount of accumulation of mileage on his body as boxers that are continuously busy. He's actually taken some lapses and some breaks and so forth. So he's a fairly young 35.
Exactly, but I differ that. You know, even though he said that, I differ that because I believe Josh is still at the top of his game. And even at his age, he can win that world title.
He has a lot of knowledge too.
Oh, boy, does he. He's trained out of my gym. I've had a lot of these fighters train out of my gym. And they've come and worked out here. When they had other gyms closed down or whatever, they'll call me and they come out. And I've never turned anybody down.
What got you back into being involved with boxing? Because you took those 2 decades off. What got you back into training and the love of it? Did you lose the love for boxing or being involved with boxing during those 2 decades, 80s, 90s?
No, I had, as a young man, I had to grow up fast. And so
Life
took some bumps.
Life happens.
You know, I ended up getting married at the age of 16 and then again at 19. And then I actually found the love of my life at the age of 22. We've been together now 42 years.
Wow, congratulations.
We have 3 kids, 3 grandkids, and we're great grandparents. And without her, I don't think I could have ever done this, because when you got a spouse that's got your back and supports you in anything that you want to do in life, that's what you need. But yet in return, you got to protect her and give her what she needs in life.
Yeah.
So you're not just friends. People say, oh yeah, you're my best friend, or whatever. No, you're husband and wife for life.
Yeah.
And you take care of each other through the good and the bad.
That's beautiful.
No matter what.
That sacrifice is what pulled you away from boxing, but it paid off on the personal side.
Yes, and then I'll go back to the question that you had asked me. Well, what brought me back to boxing was my nephew, David El Finito Martinez, who was a five-time national champion in the Golden Gloves, Silver Gloves, out of Stockton, California. Well, he gave me a call one day and said, hey, Uncle, I'm going to turn pro. And so I was so proud of him that he was going to turn pro. And he tells me, but I need to move in with you because I want to turn pro in Albuquerque.
Where did he grow up?
David was born in Albuquerque, and he kind of like grew up in Northern California, Stockton, California, with the 2 MMA fighters.
The Diaz brothers?
The Diaz's. And believe it or not, Nate Diaz was David's bodyguard for one of his fights.
Really?
Yes. Over at the Civic Auditorium in Stockton, California.
Wow.
So yeah, they're very well acquainted, and yeah. So the Diaz, he grew up with the Diaz brothers.
Have you had Nick or Nate in this ring?
No, I wish I could. After they see this interview,
yeah,
they might want to
make a trip out here.
Book a flight and come down and
come spar over here.
Come down to Albuquerque and see David. You know, and now that David's working with his son, and you know, it's amazing.
How was the experience for you cornering and training your nephew? One, in the aspect of the family tie there, but 2, from amateur to trainer to boxing trainer. How was that shift for you mentally, spiritually?
It was actually not that hard because when David and I talked, when he became pro, the first thing he told me before I became a trainer and working as corner, as I started off as the water guy, you know, the water man, and from there I just moved on and moved up. You know, I've been ironing stuff with David. I've been all over with David. But the one thing that David told me was, I need your face in that corner. I need that familiar face in my corner, Uncle. without that familiar face, I can't do it. I need that face.
You provided a stability for him.
So I believe that's what he was talking about. And so now, after all these years, and he's retired now, I see it. Because he had a great career. He had a great career, fought great champions.
Yep.
Yanni Perez,
Villa that we were talking about
Tomas
earlier.
Villa,
Clarence Adams.
Clarence Adams. I mean, you name it.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a great career. Even in the amateurs, he faced some big names. Jason
yes.
Litzau, I believe.
Litzau.
He
I
faced
believe it was
Andre
Ward.
Durrell, I think.
Durrell.
Yeah.
There you go, Durrell.
So
Yeah, he beat Durrell.
He beat Durrell.
He beat Durrell.
I don't know what Durrell was doing as a bantamweight because he ended up competing as a super middleweight, I
so
think.
he beat Durrell,
in the pros.
and but yeah, so
It's been a great journey for you.
it's been a great journey for me. I'm done. I'm done. I still got my boxing gym, thanks to Tom Pops Crego, who had supported a number of our fighters here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He has had their backs, from Johhny Tapia, David, Diamond Boy, Fidel Maldonado, who was another great fighter. He has been there for us. And it's sad that he's not here no longer, but as you can see in my back,
He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit, and this is what he built.
And you guys are continuing the
Yes,
dream,
and this is what he built for
the
us.
vision.
Yes, and I got all of his pictures right behind me with Teddy Atlas, Bob Arum, you name it, Tua. He's got great fighters here.
And when I first caught wind of your gym here was because of the statue. And I was talking to you off mic when I first walked in here,
Yeah.
asking you about the Johhny Tapia statue. And I wanted to know the history behind it. I was under the impression, obviously being from Arizona and I'm removed from the scene, I was under the impression that the city had a statue for Johhny Tapia after his passing, and then you guys had either a replica or a fan-dedicated one here, but that wasn't the story.
No,
and
that
fill me
was-
in on the proper story.
Well, the proper story was when they dedicated the gym at Wells Park to Johhny Tapia. Pops had a MOU with the city of Albuquerque that he would loan it to them for 2 years. But then in the MOU, it stated that Pops would have to take care of the insurance on the statue. If anything happened, Pops would take care of any damages to the statue. Well, after Pops passed away, that statue was given to me by his beloved wife, Colleen Crego. And well, when I got a copy of the MOU from the city of Albuquerque, it stated on there it had already been past 2 years. It was like in its 4th year that it had been sitting over at Wells Park. Well, when I read the MOU, it stated that I had to keep insurance on the statue to keep it there, which I couldn't keep it there. So I contacted the commissioner that helped us get the statue there. So we made arrangements. It took a few months. And we made arrangements to where I got the letter that the statue was given to me. And finally, they were able to release the statue over to me. The statue sat in my gym for I want to say 4 or 5 years. And I was going to try to set it up at the Jack on the Ladia Community Center, which had been remodeled. And I was trying to work with the city on that, while being that I couldn't find the letter of the statue that it was given to me, which the city had that in archives. I just decided that in my heart, I felt that his grandson, Connor Crego, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, deserved this and keep it in the family. And so that is where the statue is now, with Pop's family.
And the statue embodied the celebratory side of Johhny Tapia, because it basically brought to life the backflip that he would do in celebration after his fight. And that was the statue. It was Johhny Tapia doing a backflip.
Yes. After he'd do that backflip, or anytime he'd go into the corner, I love you, Albuquerque. I love you, Albuquerque. And so, that's
a beautiful story. So now it's in Philadelphia.
So now it's in Philadelphia with Pops Crego's grandson.
Wow, that's a beautiful story.
And Pops Crego was a man that everybody loved here in the city.
What was his involvement, Mr. Crego's involvement with boxing? Was he just involved as a promoter, or was he a boxer himself turned community activist, I guess I could say, or what was his involvement? How did he unite the boxing community? Why is there so much love for Mr. Crego?
He was just a man that had a heart for boxing. He had the heart for boxing, which he helped out Danny Romero. He helped out Johhny Tapia. He helped out David Martinez. He helped out Fidel Maldonado Jr. He helped out Diamond Matthew Boy Griego. And he created this beautiful building for us. It was all about his heart. It was all about his heart. He gave everything out of his heart and never asked for a cent in return.
You sent to the youth. What is it that you feel is missing in today's young athletes that was a given when in your era, when you were coming up boxing, and in the eras that you participated with the sport? What do you feel is missing right now? Is it the desire? Is it the mental aspect? What's checking people out away from the sport?
Discipline. A lot of these kids think that now they can overpower their parents in this era, which you got to respect your parents. No matter what, they gave you life. Respect them. As long as you're under the roof, comply by the rules. I'm not saying obey, but comply by the rules. Pick up after yourself. Clean up after yourself. Clean your room. Mom and dad ain't your slaves. Okay? Because once you grow up and move out and have your own family, you're going to see what it takes. I know, because I was told that by my mother. My mother told me, cuando crezcas, mijito, vas a pagar. And you know what? I was fortunate that I didn't have to pay, because I did go by what my parents told me. I grew up quick as a 16-year-old, moved out of the house, had a job. I don't want you guys to do that. I don't want you. I got married at 16 years old. Please do not do that. Live your life as a young man and a young lady. You got a future ahead of you. Go to school, finish school, go to college. Please, because nowadays, you can't even get a job at a McDonald's without a degree. Before it was a diploma or a GD. Now they're not accepting those things. But come on, kids, please respect and love your parents.
I think boxing is the perfect avenue to teach discipline.
Yes.
And if they walk life with a little sense of discipline, they're gonna know not to check out the moment that they encounter adversity. That discipline's gonna keep them on the right path.
Correct. And if you run into a position to where you're getting frustrated at home, come to a boxing gym. Take it out on a boxing bag. Let us train you on how to hit a bag. Don't break anything at home, because it's going to cost money to get fixed. So if you come and hit a boxing bag, you know what? You ain't going to break it. But we will train you. We will discipline you in the proper way to where you will love and fall in love with the sport of boxing.
And control the anger.
The anger.
Apply it in a proper manner.
Yeah. PTSD, all the ADs, ADs, whatever you have, this is the place to be. This is the place to be because we can help you control that anger. We can divert that anger to those boxing gloves and those bags. We can get you in the ring for some sparring lessons and really learn how to control your anger. And
no truer words could be spoken. This is true words from a boxing veteran. You've seen it all. You've been involved with how many generations that you've experienced and lived through. I mean, beautiful words by Mr. Ray Lopez, Albuquerque's own. And this is Mr. Ray Lopez pushing John S. Crego's vision forward with so many stars that have come by the JSC Boxing Gym, Pop's Memorial Boxing Gym now. What would you like to say as your parting words?
Well, my parting words is I appreciate you coming down and reaching out.
It's my pleasure.
I mean, that was surprise. That was
Out of the blue, right?
That was a surprise to me. I'm not very good in front of the camera, but you know what?
You're great.
I think I did a great job today.
You're genuine.
I normally camera. What do you call that?
Camera shy?
Stage fright.
Stage fright.
Stage fright. You know.
I could not tell.
Just by talking to you, you really brought it out of me. As a man, you know, you really brought it out of me. And any of you kids, please, out there, if you are having any issues in the Albuquerque area, contact me, Ray Lopez at JSCboxing.com or 505-235-1813, and I will help you. I'm not just here to help you get into boxing. If you are involved in drugs, alcohol, please contact me because I can help you work on that. I have had so many kids come here that have been addicted, and I will help you get through that. And I have the resources to get you the right help. I have a friend named JR out of Hispaniola that will drive down from Hispaniola in the middle of the night and help you with your addiction. And I'm here to help you with any addiction that you got.
That's a beautiful note to close out the episode. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm glad I made the call because this is how connections happen. I made the call. You opened the doors. We're here on a Friday night pushing 9 p.m., I believe. And what an amazing trip to Albuquerque it was for me having a chance to meet you and interview you for that matter. So here we are at the JSC Pop's Memorial Boxing Gym. And Mr. Ray Lopez, thank you so much for opening your doors to us.